Pregnant and alone, Amelia was abandoned in the desert with nothing. Her group of settlers moved on, leaving her to face the icy wilderness. No shelter. No help. Just endless snow and silence. She stumbled through the forest, feeling hopeless. But then, from the shadows, an Apache warrior emerged, steady, strong, and observing her intently. She feared all was lost. But destiny had a different plan. Before we begin, tell us where you're watching from and subscribe if you believe in the power of destiny. Amelia traveled with a group of settlers. She was pregnant and alone. Her husband had died before their journey began. She hoped for a new start with the settlers. The road was hard. They faced cold winds and heavy snow. Amelia was often tired, her body weak from carrying her child. But she kept moving, driven by the hope of a better life. The leader of the group was Mr. Thompson. He was a serious man. He made the rules and expected everyone to follow them. The group respected him. They believed he would lead them safely to their new home. But the journey was harder than they had expected. The weather became worse and food was scarce. Everyone was hungry and cold. One day, a sudden storm hit. The snow fell thick and fast. The wind howled and the cold cut through their clothing. The group huddled together, trying to stay warm. They knew they could not continue in this weather. They needed to find shelter, but there was none in sight. Mr. Thompson called a meeting. He said they had to make a decision. The storm was too strong and they needed to move quickly. Some in the group whispered about Amelia. They said she slowed them down. Her condition made travel difficult. She needed more rest than the others. They worried she would not survive and her weakness could put all of them at risk. Amelia heard their whispers. She felt their eyes on her. Her heart sank, but she held her head high. She knew she was a burden, but she had no choice. She had to keep going for her child. The group talked quietly among themselves. Mr. Thompson listened, nodding as they spoke. Finally, he turned to Amelia. His face was stern. He said they had decided. For the safety of the group, she must stay behind. The words cut through her like ice. She felt alone, surrounded by people who had once been her companions. Amelia pleaded with them. She begged for their mercy. She promised to be strong, to keep up with the group. But their minds were made up. Mr. Thompson gave her a thin blanket and a small bag of food. It was all they could spare. He wished her luck, then turned away. The group moved on, their figures disappearing into the swirling snow. Amelia stood there, clutching the blanket. Tears filled her eyes, but she wiped them away. She had to be strong. She had to survive for her child. The snowstorm raged around her. The wind was fierce, biting at her skin. She wrapped the blanket tightly around her shoulders. Her breath came in short gasps, each one visible in the freezing air. The cold seeped into her bones, making her shiver. Amelia looked around. She was alone in the wilderness. There was no road, no path to follow. Only endless white snow stretched out before her. She felt a deep sense of fear. But she could not give in. She had to find shelter, a place to rest and gather her strength. She began to walk, each step heavy and slow. The snow was deep, making it hard to move. Her feet sank with every step. Her body ached, but she pushed on. She had to keep moving. Stopping meant freezing, and she could not let that happen. As she walked, her mind drifted to her husband. She remembered his smile, his laugh. They had dreamed of a new life together. Now she was alone, carrying their child. The memory brought a warmth to her heart, a reminder of why she had to survive. The storm showed no signs of stopping. The snow fell thicker, and the wind howled louder. Amelia's body grew weaker with each passing hour. Her legs trembled, and her breath came in ragged gasps. She needed to find shelter soon. As darkness began to fall, she saw a small outcrop of rocks ahead. She hurried towards it, her heart lifting at the sight. The rocks formed a small cave, just big enough for her to squeeze inside. It was not much, but it offered protection from the wind and snow. Amelia crawled inside, pulling the blanket tightly around her. The cave was cold, but it was better than being out in the open. She took a piece of food from the bag, eating slowly to make it last. The food was dry and tasteless, but it gave her some strength. As night fell, the storm continued to rage outside. Amelia huddled in the cave, her mind filled with thoughts of her husband and the life they had planned. She wondered what he would do in her place, how he would survive. His memory gave her courage. The cave was dark, and the wind howled outside. The sound was eerie, like a distant wail. Amelia closed her eyes, trying to block it out. She needed to rest, to gather her strength for the journey ahead. Her body was tired, but her mind was restless. In the darkness, she dreamed of her husband. She saw his face, heard his voice. He told her to be strong, to keep fighting. His words echoed in her mind, a beacon of hope in the darkness. She held on to them, drawing strength from his memory. The night passed slowly. Amelia drifted in and out of sleep, her dreams filled with memories of the past and fears of the future. She thought of her child, the life growing inside her. Her heart filled with determination. She had to survive for her child. As the first light of dawn appeared, the storm began to ease. The wind died down and the snow stopped falling. Amelia crawled to the entrance of the cave, peering out into the white landscape. The world was silent, covered in a thick blanket of snow. She stepped out, feeling the cold air against her face. Her body was stiff, but she forced herself to move. She had to keep going, to find a path and continue her journey. She knew it would not be easy, but she had no choice. Amelia gathered her things, wrapping the blanket around her shoulders. She looked out at the vast, white wilderness. It was daunting, but she felt a flicker of hope. The storm had passed and she was still alive. She would keep moving, one step at a time. With her heart set on survival, Amelia began to walk. She did not know what lay ahead, but she was determined to find out. She had to keep going, for herself and for her child. The journey was far from over, but she was ready to face it. Amelia moved forward, each step a battle against the snow. Her legs felt heavy, her body weak. The world was silent around her. The storm had passed, leaving a quiet, white landscape. She had no clear direction, only the will to survive. As she walked, her mind wandered to the past. She thought of her husband, the life they had before. They had dreamed of a new beginning, a place to call home. Now she was alone, carrying their child. The memories brought both comfort and pain. The cold was relentless. Amelia's fingers were numb despite the blanket she clutched around her. She knew she could not stop. Stopping meant freezing, and she could not allow that. Her child depended on her strength. Hours passed, but the scenery remained the same. White snow covered everything. The sun was hidden behind clouds, offering no warmth. Her stomach growled, a reminder of the little food she had. She had to make it last. Each bite was precious. Amelia pushed on, her body moving on sheer will. Her mind drifted again, thinking of her husband. She remembered his laughter, the way he would hold her hand. He had always been her support. Now she had to find that strength within herself. She stumbled, falling to her knees in the snow. Her body was tired, but she forced herself to stand. She could not give up. She took a deep breath, focusing on her next step. Each movement was an effort, but she continued. Her child was her driving force. The sun began to set and the cold grew sharper. Amelia's heart sank. She needed shelter for the night. The thought of another night in the open was terrifying. Her eyes scanned the horizon, searching for anything that could offer protection. In the distance, she saw a small opening in the side of a hill. It looked like a cave. Hope ignited within her and she quickened her pace. Her legs protested, but she ignored the pain. She had to reach the cave before darkness fell. The cave was small but deep enough to shield her from the wind. She crawled inside, grateful for the refuge. Her body ached and she longed for warmth. She settled down, pulling the blanket around her. The cave was cold, but it was better than being outside. As night fell, Amelia allowed herself a small meal. The food was dry and tasteless, but it gave her strength. She chewed slowly, savoring each bite. Her thoughts drifted to her husband and the life they had planned. She missed him deeply. The cave was dark, the silence almost deafening. Amelia closed her eyes, hoping for sleep, but her mind was restless. Memories of her husband filled her thoughts. She remembered the day they decided to join the settlers. They had been full of hope, dreaming of a new life together. Tears filled her eyes as she thought of him. He had been her rock, her confidant. Now she had to be strong on her own. Her child needed her and she could not let them down. She wiped her tears away, focusing on the future. The night was long, her sleep broken by dreams and fears. She dreamed of her husband, his voice urging her to keep going. His words were a beacon in the darkness, guiding her through the night. She held on to them, finding strength in his memory. As dawn approached, Amelia awoke to the sound of birds. The storm had passed, leaving a still, quiet world. She crawled to the entrance of the cave, looking out at the snow-covered landscape. The sight was both beautiful and daunting. She stepped out, feeling the cold air bite at her skin. Her body was stiff, but she forced herself to move. She had to keep going, to find a path and continue her journey. She knew it would not be easy, but she had no choice. Amelia gathered her things, wrapping the blanket tightly around her. She looked out at the vast, white wilderness. It was intimidating, but she felt a flicker of hope. The storm had passed and she was still alive. She would keep moving, one step at a time. As she walked, her thoughts returned to her husband. She missed him dearly, but his memory gave her strength. She knew he would want her to keep fighting, to survive for their child. His love was a guiding light, helping her navigate the challenges ahead. The snow crunched under her feet as she moved forward. Her body was tired, but her spirit was strong. She focused on each step, pushing her fears aside. Her child was her motivation, the reason she could not give up. The sun rose higher, offering a little warmth. Amelia felt a renewed sense of purpose. She had survived the storm and she would continue to fight. She had to find a way forward to create a life for herself and her child. As the day wore on, she kept her eyes open for signs of life. She hoped to find help, someone who could guide her to safety. The wilderness was vast, but she refused to feel defeated. She had a mission and she would see it through. Her journey was far from over, but Amelia was determined. She had faced many challenges, but she had also found strength she did not know she had. Each step brought her closer to her goal and she was ready to face whatever came next. She had hope and that was enough to keep her going. Amelia continued her journey through the snow. Her steps were steady, though her body felt exhausted. The cold air stung her cheeks and she clutched the blanket tightly. She knew she had to be strong for her unborn child. Despite the loneliness, she felt a flicker of hope. She had survived the storm and each day brought her closer to safety. As she moved through the forest, the trees stood tall around her, their branches heavy with snow. The landscape was quiet, the only sound her footsteps crunching in the snow. Amelia's mind wandered to her husband. His memory was her strength. She could almost hear his voice, urging her to keep moving, to survive for their child. Suddenly, she heard a rustle in the trees. Her heart skipped a beat. She stopped and listened, her breath caught in her throat. The sound grew closer. Fear gripped her, but she forced herself to stay calm. She had to be cautious. The wilderness was full of dangers and she was alone. From the shadows emerged a figure. Amelia's heart raced as she saw a man. He was an Apache warrior, his presence commanding yet calm. He watched her with curiosity, his eyes sharp and assessing. Amelia felt a mix of fear and relief. She was not alone, but she did not know if he was friend or foe. The warrior approached slowly, his movements deliberate. Amelia's instincts told her to run, but her body refused to move. She stood her ground, clutching the blanket tighter around her shoulders. Her eyes met his, and she saw caution in his gaze. He did not seem threatening, but she remained wary. Her desperation outweighed her fear. She needed help. The warrior stopped a few feet away, his expression unreadable. Amelia took a deep breath and gestured to her stomach, hoping he would understand her plight. She was alone, pregnant, and in need of assistance. The warrior, named Chaitin, seemed to grasp her situation. His eyes softened slightly and he nodded. Amelia felt a wave of relief. He was willing to help. Chaitin motioned for her to follow, leading her deeper into the forest. She hesitated for a moment, then decided to trust him. She had little choice. They walked in silence, the only sound the crunch of snow underfoot. Amelia's mind raced with questions, but she had no way to ask them. She had to rely on her instincts, on the hope that Chaitin meant her no harm. She watched him closely, noting his confidence and ease in the wilderness. Chaitin led her to a small clearing where a makeshift shelter stood. It was simple but offered protection from the elements. Amelia felt gratitude well up inside her. She had found an unexpected ally in this vast, lonely landscape. She was no longer alone. He gestured for her to rest and offered her some food. Amelia accepted gratefully, her hunger overpowering her hesitation. The food was simple but nourishing, and it gave her strength. She ate slowly, savoring each bite. Chaitin watched her, his expression calm and observant. As the day turned to night, the forest grew quiet. The air was still and the stars began to appear in the sky. Amelia felt a sense of peace she had not felt in days. She was safe, at least for now. The warmth of the fire and the presence of another human being comforted her. Chaitin sat across from her, tending to the fire. They communicated through gestures, a shared understanding forming between them. Amelia was grateful for his help and wanted to express her thanks. She touched her chest, then gestured to him, hoping he understood. His eyes met hers, and he nodded. The silent exchange spoke volumes. Amelia felt a bond forming, a connection that transcended words. She had found an ally in Chaitin, someone who understood the wilderness and could help her navigate it. That night, Amelia lay near the fire, the blanket wrapped around her. She felt the warmth on her skin, a welcome change from the biting cold. Her eyes grew heavy and she drifted into a deep sleep. Her dreams were filled with images of her husband and their unborn child, a future filled with hope. As dawn broke, Amelia awoke to the sound of birds. The air was crisp, the sky painted with the colors of sunrise. She sat up, feeling refreshed and ready to face the day. Chaitin was already awake, preparing for their journey. He handed her a small bundle of food, a gesture of kindness that touched her deeply. Amelia understood they would travel together, at least for a while. She felt a sense of relief. She was not alone in this vast wilderness. As they set off, Amelia followed Chaitin, trusting him to guide her. The forest was less intimidating with him by her side. She watched him, trying to learn from his movements and the way he navigated the terrain. His knowledge was vast, and she knew it would be invaluable. Throughout the day, they traveled in silence, the bond between them growing stronger. Amelia felt a sense of gratitude for Chaitin's presence. He was a lifeline in a world that had seemed so unforgiving. She was determined to learn from him to become stronger for her child. The journey was long, but Amelia felt a renewed sense of purpose. She had found a guide in Chaitin, someone who could help her find her way. Her heart was filled with hope, a feeling she had almost forgotten. With each step, she moved closer to a future she dared to dream of. As the sun began to set, they stopped to rest. Amelia felt tired but hopeful. She had come a long way, and with Chaitin's help, she would continue to move forward. The wilderness was still vast and unknown, but she was no longer afraid. She had found an unexpected savior, and together they would face whatever lay ahead. Amelia and Chaitin continued their journey through the forest. Each day brought new challenges, but they faced them together. Amelia was grateful for Chaitin's presence. His knowledge of the wilderness was vast, and she knew she had much to learn from him. They communicated through gestures, finding ways to bridge the gap between their languages. Amelia watched Chaitin closely, mimicking his actions and learning from his example. She was determined to become stronger, to survive for her child. Chaitin seemed to sense this, and he took the time to teach her. One morning, Chaitin showed Amelia how to find clean water. He led her to a small stream, clear and cold. He demonstrated how to cup the water in her hands, and she followed his lead. The water was refreshing, and Amelia felt a sense of accomplishment. She was learning to fend for herself in this vast wilderness. Later, Chaitin showed her how to identify plants that were safe to eat. Amelia watched as he pointed out different leaves and berries, explaining their uses through gestures. She paid close attention, eager to absorb as much knowledge as she could. Her survival depended on it. They worked side by side, gathering food and tending to their small camp. Amelia felt a growing sense of confidence. She was no longer just a burden. She was contributing to their survival. The feeling was empowering, and it filled her with hope. Chaitin was patient with her, and Amelia was grateful for his guidance. She sensed a mutual respect forming between them. They were partners in this journey, each relying on the other. The bond between them grew stronger with each passing day. As they traveled, Amelia learned more about Chaitin's way of life. She observed his respect for nature and the land. He moved through the forest with ease, his presence quiet and unobtrusive. Amelia admired his skills and hoped to emulate them. In the evenings, they would sit by the fire, sharing the food they had gathered. The warmth of the flames and the quiet companionship brought Amelia comfort. She felt a sense of belonging, a feeling she had not known since her husband's passing. One night, as the fire crackled softly, Amelia found the courage to share her story with Chaitin. She explained, through gestures and expressions, about her husband and the child she carried. Her heart ached with the memories, but speaking of them brought a sense of relief. Chaitin listened intently, his eyes reflecting understanding. He did not interrupt, allowing her to express her grief and hopes. When she finished, he nodded, acknowledging her pain and strength. Amelia felt a weight lift from her shoulders. She was not alone in her sorrow. In return, Chaitin shared his own experiences. He spoke of his family, his life among the Apache. Although his words were few, the emotions were clear. They both understood loss and longing, and this shared experience deepened their connection. As days turned into weeks, Amelia's skills improved. She moved with more confidence, her steps sure and steady. Chaitin continued to teach her, showing her how to build a fire and prepare food. Each new lesson was a step towards independence. The forest became less intimidating. Amelia began to appreciate its beauty and rhythm. She noticed the small details she had once overlooked, the sound of the wind in the trees, the scent of pine in the air. The wilderness was still vast and unknown, but it felt less threatening with Chaitin by her side. Their partnership evolved into a profound friendship. They shared stories of their pasts, dreams for the future, and fears. The bond between them was unbreakable. Amelia felt a sense of gratitude for Chaitin's presence. He had become an integral part of her life. Amelia reflected on her journey, recognizing how much she had grown and changed. She was no longer the frightened woman abandoned by the settlers. She was stronger, more capable. Her child was her motivation, the reason she had fought so hard to survive. Chayton spoke of the future, expressing his hopes and dreams. Amelia listened, her heart full. She realized that her journey was not just about survival. It was about finding a new life, a new purpose. She was ready to embrace whatever came next. One day, as they continued their journey, they stumbled upon a small Apache settlement. Chayton's family lived there, and they welcomed Amelia with open arms. The community was warm and generous, offering her a sense of belonging she had not felt in a long time. Amelia learned more about Apache traditions, participating in their daily activities and ceremonies. She found joy in being part of a supportive, close-knit group. The women taught her valuable skills, and she formed friendships that would last a lifetime. Her relationship with Chayton flourished, strengthened by their shared purpose and mutual respect. They were partners in every sense, facing the challenges of the wilderness together. Amelia felt a deep sense of gratitude for the life she had found. As the days passed, Amelia's confidence grew. She was no longer just surviving, she was thriving. She had found her purpose, her place in the world. Her heart was full of hope and love, and she was ready to embrace the future with Chayton and their child. Together, they would face whatever came their way, confident in their ability to overcome any challenge. Amelia knew she was home, surrounded by love and hope. Amelia settled into life with the Apache community. Each day brought new lessons and experiences. She felt a sense of peace she had not known for a long time. The people were kind, and she found solace in their company. Her bond with Chayton grew stronger as they shared stories and dreams. One evening, Amelia sat by the fire, watching the flames dance. The warmth was comforting, and the crackling wood was a soothing sound. Chayton sat beside her, his presence a constant source of support. They had become close, their friendship deepening with each passing day. Amelia felt a need to share her story once more. The firelight flickered across her face as she spoke of her past, her husband's death, and the journey that had brought her here. Her voice was steady, but her heart was heavy with emotion. The memories were painful, but she needed to confront them. Chayton listened intently, his gaze never leaving her face. He understood the weight of her words, the grief she carried. His silence was comforting, allowing her to express her feelings without interruption. Amelia felt a sense of release, as if a burden had been lifted. After she finished, Chayton spoke quietly of his own experiences. He shared stories of loss and hardship, moments that had shaped his life. His words were simple but carried deep meaning. Amelia felt a connection to him, their shared experiences creating a bond that was unbreakable. They spoke of the future, their hopes and dreams intertwined. Amelia realized that she wanted to build a life with Chayton, to create a future for their child together. The thought filled her with warmth, a sense of belonging she had not felt in a long time. Chayton revealed his own fears and vulnerabilities, a side of him she had not seen before. His honesty touched her deeply, strengthening their connection. Amelia knew they could face any challenge together, their bond a source of strength and comfort. The fire burned low, but neither of them moved. The night was quiet, the stars bright above them. Amelia felt a peace she had not known since her husband's death. She was grateful for Chayton's presence, for the life they were building together. As the days passed, Amelia continued to learn and grow. She was becoming more confident in her abilities, more attuned to the rhythms of the land. The community accepted her fully, and she felt a sense of belonging she had once thought impossible. Amelia faced her inner demons with courage. She no longer felt guilt over her husband's death, understanding that life was filled with challenges and loss. She had found a new purpose, a new family. Her heart was full of love and hope for the future. Chayton was by her side, his support unwavering. They faced each day together, their partnership strong and resilient. Amelia knew she had found a home, a place where she truly belonged. Her journey had been long and hard, but it had led her to a life filled with love and promise. One evening, as the sun set behind the mountains, Chayton took Amelia's hand. His touch was gentle, his eyes filled with warmth. Amelia felt a rush of emotion, her heart swelling with love. She knew they were meant to be together, to face the future as partners. Chayton spoke of his desire for companionship and family. His words were sincere, and Amelia was touched by his honesty. She knew she wanted the same, to build a life with him and their child. Her heart was full, and she nodded her agreement, her eyes shining with tears of happiness. They marked their commitment with a simple ceremony, exchanging tokens of their bond. It was a moment filled with love and joy, a promise to support and cherish each other. Amelia felt a sense of fulfillment, a deep connection to Chayton and the life they were creating. The community celebrated their union, welcoming Amelia as one of their own. She felt embraced by their warmth and acceptance, her heart overflowing with gratitude. She had found a family, a place where she truly belonged. As the seasons changed, Amelia prepared for the birth of her child. The women of the community offered guidance and support, sharing their wisdom and experience. Amelia felt surrounded by love, her heart full of hope for the future. Chayton was by her side, his presence a source of strength. Together, they faced each new challenge, their bond growing stronger with each shared moment. Amelia found joy in the simple things, the beauty of the land, the love of her new family. Her journey had been long and difficult, but it had led her to a life filled with love and purpose. She was ready to embrace the future with Chayton and their child, confident in their ability to overcome any challenge. Amelia knew she was home, surrounded by love and hope. Her heart was full and she was ready to face whatever came next. Together, they would build a future filled with promise and joy, a testament to the strength of their love and the power of hope. Amelia settled deeper into life with the Apache. Each day brought a comforting routine. She found joy in the small tasks shared with the community. Her heart was full of hope for the future with Chayton and their child. The land around them was beautiful and bountiful, offering everything they needed to thrive. One morning, the peace was disturbed. A wild animal appeared near the edge of the settlement. It was a large bear, wandering too close for comfort. The community was on alert. The bear posed a threat and everyone knew they had to act. Amelia's heart raced with fear. She had learned much from Chayton, but this was a new challenge. Her mind raced with thoughts of what could happen. The safety of the settlement depended on quick action. She looked to Chayton for guidance, trusting his experience. Chayton moved swiftly, his face calm and focused. He had dealt with wild animals before, his skills honed by years in the wilderness. Amelia watched as he gathered a group of men, their movements purposeful and coordinated. They were ready to protect their home. The bear moved closer, its presence a daunting sight. Amelia felt a surge of fear, but she pushed it aside. She had faced many challenges to get here, and she knew she had to be strong. Her child and her new family depended on it. Chayton led the group, his voice steady as he directed their actions. They approached the bear with caution, understanding the need for respect and precision. Amelia watched, her heart in her throat, praying for their safety. The confrontation was tense, every moment stretched thin with anticipation. Chayton held his ground, his bravery evident in the face of danger. The bear growled, its massive form a powerful sight. Amelia's eyes were fixed on the scene, her heart pounding in her chest. Chayton and the men worked together, using their knowledge and skills to drive the bear away. They moved in unison, their actions coordinated and precise. The bear hesitated, sensing the determination of its adversaries. Slowly it retreated, disappearing back into the forest. Relief washed over Amelia as the danger passed. The men returned, their faces showing the strain of the encounter. Chayton approached her, his eyes meeting hers. She saw relief and pride in his gaze, a testament to their shared strength and resilience. The community gathered, grateful for the outcome. They celebrated their safety, knowing they had faced a real threat and overcome it. Amelia felt a deep sense of gratitude for Chayton and the others. Their bravery had protected them all. That night, the settlement was filled with a sense of peace. The air was calm, the stars bright overhead. Amelia sat by the fire, her mind replaying the events of the day. She felt a mix of emotions, pride for what they had accomplished and a renewed sense of belonging. Chayton joined her, his presence a comforting reminder of their bond. He spoke quietly, expressing his relief and gratitude for the community's safety. Amelia listened, her heart swelling with love and admiration for him. They had faced a challenge together and emerged stronger for it. The incident served as a reminder of the dangers that surrounded them. The wilderness was beautiful but unpredictable, requiring constant vigilance. Amelia understood the importance of teamwork and trust in overcoming such challenges. She felt a deeper connection to the land and the people who called it home. In the following days, life returned to its usual rhythm. Amelia continued to learn and grow, her confidence increasing with each new experience. She felt a sense of accomplishment, knowing she was contributing to the community's well-being. The bond between Amelia and Chayton grew stronger. They shared quiet moments, speaking of the future and their hopes for their child. Amelia felt a profound sense of peace, knowing she had found a partner who understood and supported her. The community thrived, each member playing a vital role in their shared life. Amelia felt deeply connected to those around her, their kindness and strength a constant source of inspiration. She had found a family, a place where she truly belonged. As the seasons changed, Amelia reflected on her journey. She had faced many challenges, but each one had brought her closer to the life she had always dreamed of. Her heart was full of gratitude for Chayton and the community that had welcomed her. Amelia knew there would be more challenges ahead, but she was ready to face them. She had found her strength, her purpose. Her journey was far from over, but with Chayton by her side, she knew she could overcome anything. Together, they would build a future filled with love and promise. Amelia was ready to embrace whatever came next, confident in their ability to thrive. She was home, surrounded by love and hope, ready to face whatever the future held. Amelia continued to thrive in the Apache community. Each day brought new tasks and learning. She worked alongside the other women, gathering food and preparing meals. Her skills improved and she felt a growing confidence. Her heart was full, knowing she had found a place where she belonged. Chayton and Amelia's bond grew deeper with each passing day. They shared a mutual respect and understanding. Their lives were intertwined and they faced each new challenge together. Amelia was grateful for his presence and the life they were building. One afternoon, as they prepared for the evening meal, Chayton approached Amelia. There was a look in his eyes, a hint of excitement. He told her there was something important he wanted to show her. Amelia felt a flutter of curiosity and agreed to go with him. They walked through the forest, the air crisp and fresh. Amelia felt a sense of peace as they moved through the trees. The land was beautiful, a constant reminder of the life she had found. Chayton led her to a small clearing where a group of people had gathered. Amelia realized they had reached a small Apache settlement. Chayton's family lived there and he wanted to introduce her to them. Her heart swelled with emotion. She had heard so much about them and was eager to meet the people who had shaped Chayton's life. The community welcomed Amelia with open arms. Their smiles were warm, their words kind. She felt a deep sense of acceptance, as if she was meeting long-lost family. Chayton stood by her side, his pride evident in his eyes. Amelia spent time with Chayton's family, learning about their traditions and way of life. She participated in their daily activities, helping with tasks and sharing stories. The sense of community was strong and Amelia felt embraced by their warmth. She learned about their customs and ceremonies, the rich tapestry of their culture. Each day brought new insights and experiences. Amelia felt a profound sense of gratitude for the opportunity to be part of this world. The women of the community taught Amelia valuable skills. She learned how to weave baskets, a task that required patience and precision. Her fingers moved steadily, guided by the gentle instruction of her new friends. She felt a sense of accomplishment, knowing she was contributing to the community. As the days passed, Amelia found joy in the simple moments. The laughter around the fire, the sharing of stories, the quiet moments of reflection. Her heart was full and she felt a deep connection to the land and the people who called it home. Chayton and Amelia spent their evenings together, sharing their hopes and dreams. They spoke of the future, their plans for their child. Amelia felt a sense of peace, knowing she was building a life filled with love and promise. The bond between them was unbreakable. They faced each day with a shared purpose, their lives intertwined in ways that brought comfort and joy. Amelia was grateful for Chayton's presence, his unwavering support and love. One evening, as the sun set behind the mountains, Chayton approached Amelia with a question. His eyes were filled with warmth, his voice steady. He asked her to join him in a simple ceremony, a commitment to their shared life and future. Amelia's heart swelled with emotion. She felt a deep sense of love and gratitude for Chayton. Her answer was clear, and she nodded, her eyes shining with tears of happiness. Together, they marked their bond with a simple exchange of tokens, a promise to support and cherish each other. The community celebrated their union, welcoming Amelia as one of their own. She felt embraced by their love and acceptance, her heart overflowing with gratitude. She had found a family, a place where she truly belonged. As the seasons changed, Amelia prepared for the birth of her child. The women of the community offered guidance and support, sharing their wisdom and experience. Amelia felt surrounded by love, her heart full of hope for the future. Chayton was by her side, his presence a source of strength. Together, they faced each new challenge, their bond growing stronger with each shared moment. Amelia found joy in the simple things, the beauty of the land, the love of her new family. Her journey had been long and difficult, but it had led her to a life filled with love and purpose. She was ready to embrace the future with Chayton and their child, confident in their ability to overcome any challenge. Amelia knew she was home, surrounded by love and hope. Her heart was full and she was ready to face whatever came next. Together, they would build a future filled with promise and joy, a testament to the strength of their love and the power of hope. Amelia's life in the Apache community grew richer with each day. She felt deeply connected to the people around her. They had become her family and she treasured the bonds she had formed. Her friendships with the other women were strong, built on shared experiences and mutual support. Amelia and Chayton's relationship continued to flourish. They spent long evenings together, talking quietly by the fire. Their conversations were filled with dreams for the future and reflections on the past. Amelia felt a deep sense of peace in his presence. She knew they were building a life filled with love and understanding. Chayton often shared stories of his childhood, tales of adventure and learning. Amelia listened intently, her heart warmed by his memories. She loved hearing about his past, the moments that had shaped him into the man he was. Each story brought them closer, deepening their connection. In return, Amelia shared stories of her own life. She spoke of her childhood, her family, and the dreams she once had with her late husband. The memories were bittersweet, but sharing them helped Amelia heal. She felt a sense of release, as if she was letting go of her past and embracing her future. The community welcomed Amelia's stories, eager to learn about her world. They listened with interest, their questions thoughtful and kind. Amelia felt accepted, her heart full of gratitude for their openness and warmth. She knew she had found a place where she truly belonged. Amelia's confidence grew with each passing day. She became more involved in the community, taking on new responsibilities and helping wherever she could. Her skills improved and she felt a sense of pride in her contributions. She was no longer just a guest, she was an integral part of the community. She learned to prepare traditional Apache dishes, her hands moving with skill and precision. The women guided her, their patience and encouragement unwavering. Amelia felt a sense of accomplishment as she mastered each new task. Her heart swelled with pride, knowing she was contributing to the well-being of her new family. Her friendship with the women deepened. They shared laughter and tears, supporting each other through the challenges of daily life. Amelia cherished these relationships, grateful for the love and acceptance she had found. She felt a sense of belonging she had never known before. As Amelia's due date approached, she prepared for the birth of her child. The women offered advice and support, sharing their wisdom and experience. Amelia felt surrounded by love, her heart full of hope for the future. She was ready to welcome her child into the world, confident in her ability to be a good mother. Chayton was by her side, his presence a constant source of strength. Together, they prepared for the arrival of their child, their excitement and anticipation growing with each day. Amelia felt a deep sense of gratitude for Chayton's love and support. She knew they would face the challenges of parenthood together, their bond unbreakable. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Amelia sat quietly by the fire. She reflected on her journey, the challenges she had faced, and the life she had found. Her heart was full of gratitude for the people who had welcomed her, for Chayton's unwavering love, and for the child she was about to bring into the world. Amelia realized how much she had grown and changed. She was no longer the frightened woman abandoned by the settlers. She had found strength within herself, a resilience she had not known she possessed. Her journey had been long and difficult, but it had led her to a life filled with love and purpose. The community gathered to celebrate the upcoming birth. There was laughter and music, a joyful celebration of life and hope. Amelia felt embraced by their warmth and kindness, her heart overflowing with gratitude. She had found a family, a place where she truly belonged. As the evening wore on, Amelia sat with Chayton, their hands entwined. They spoke of their dreams for the future, their hopes for their child. Amelia felt a deep sense of peace, knowing she was building a life filled with love and promise. Her journey was far from over, but Amelia was ready to face whatever came next. She had found her purpose, her place in the world. With Chayton by her side, she knew she could overcome any challenge. Together, they would build a future filled with hope and joy, a testament to the strength of their love and the power of hope. Amelia knew she was home, surrounded by love and support. Her heart was full and she was ready to embrace the future with Chayton and their child. Together, they would face whatever came their way, confident in their ability to thrive. Her journey had brought her to a place of peace and fulfillment, and she was ready to welcome her child into this world of love and promise. Life in the Apache community continued peacefully for Amelia and Chayton. Each day brought new tasks and familiar routines. They worked side by side, their bond growing stronger with each passing moment. Amelia felt a deep sense of belonging, her heart full of love for the life they had built together. One morning, a sense of unease settled over the community. A neighboring tribe had been seen nearby, and there were whispers of potential conflict. The news spread quickly, bringing tension and uncertainty. Amelia felt a knot of fear in her stomach. She had never faced such a threat before. Chayton gathered with the other men to discuss the situation. Amelia watched from a distance, her heart heavy with concern. She trusted Chayton, but the unknown was frightening. The safety of their home and family was at stake. The community prepared for the possibility of conflict. Everyone had a role to play, and Amelia was determined to do her part. She helped gather supplies and reinforce the defenses around the settlement. Her hands moved with purpose, her mind focused on the task at hand. Chayton and Amelia worked closely, their partnership evident in every action. They communicated through gestures and shared glances, a silent understanding between them. Amelia felt a surge of pride in their teamwork, knowing they could face any challenge together. As the day wore on, Amelia's fear turned to determination. She knew she had to be strong, not just for herself, but for her child and the community. Her heart swelled with resolve, a fierce protectiveness taking hold. She would not let anything harm those she loved. The tension in the air was palpable as the sun dipped below the horizon. The community gathered around the fire, speaking in hushed tones. Amelia felt the weight of the situation, the uncertainty of what lay ahead. But she also felt a sense of unity, a shared commitment to protect their home. Chaitin sat beside her, his presence a comforting source of strength. He spoke quietly, reassuring her that they would face whatever came their way. Amelia listened, her heart full of gratitude for his support. She knew they were stronger together, their bond unbreakable. As the night wore on, a group of elders approached the neighboring tribe to discuss peace. Amelia watched them go, her heart in her throat. She hoped for a peaceful resolution, a chance to avoid conflict. The waiting was agonizing, each moment stretched thin with anticipation. The hours passed slowly, the community on edge. Amelia felt the weight of the situation, but she held on to hope. She knew the power of diplomacy, the importance of unity in the face of adversity. Her heart swelled with pride for the elders, their bravery in seeking peace. Finally, as dawn approached, word came that the situation had been resolved peacefully. The neighboring tribe had agreed to a truce, a promise of mutual respect and cooperation. Relief washed over Amelia, her heart full of gratitude for the outcome. The community celebrated the peaceful resolution, their joy and relief evident. Amelia felt a deep sense of pride in what they had accomplished. They had faced a threat and overcome it with diplomacy and unity. Her heart swelled with hope, a testament to the strength of their community. Amelia reflected on the events of the past days, recognizing her own growth and courage. She had faced her fears head-on, demonstrating her commitment to her new family. Her heart was full of gratitude for Chaitin's support and the strength of their bond. The experience had reinforced her sense of belonging, her connection to the land and the people who called it home. Amelia knew she had found her place, a community where she was valued and loved. Her heart was full, and she was ready to face whatever the future held. As the days passed, life returned to its usual rhythm. The community thrived, each member playing a vital role in their shared life. Amelia continued to learn and grow, her confidence increasing with each new experience. She felt a sense of accomplishment, knowing she was contributing to the well-being of her new family. Chaitin and Amelia's bond grew stronger. They shared quiet moments, speaking of the future and their hopes for their child. Amelia felt a profound sense of peace, knowing she had found a partner who understood and supported her. Her journey had been long and difficult, but it had led her to a life filled with love and purpose. She was ready to embrace the future with Chaitin and their child, confident in their ability to overcome any challenge. Amelia knew she was home, surrounded by love and hope. Her heart was full, and she was ready to face whatever came next. Together, they would build a future filled with promise and joy, a testament to the strength of their love and the power of hope. The days in the Apache community flowed with a comforting rhythm. Amelia found joy in the simple tasks and the shared moments with her new family. She felt a deep sense of belonging, her heart full of gratitude for the life she had found. Her journey had been long and challenging, but it had led her to a place of peace and fulfillment. As time passed, Amelia often reflected on her journey. She thought about the choices she had made, the path that had brought her here. Each step had been filled with uncertainty, but she had persevered. Her heart was full of gratitude for the strength she had found within herself. One evening, as the sun set and painted the sky with hues of orange and pink, Amelia sat by the fire. The warmth of the flames was comforting, a reminder of the peace she had found. Chaitin sat beside her, his presence a constant source of support and love. Amelia felt a deep sense of contentment as she gazed at the stars. Her journey had been difficult, but it had brought her to a life filled with love and purpose. She knew she had found her place, a community where she was valued and accepted. Chaitin turned to her, his eyes filled with warmth. He spoke of his hopes and dreams, his voice steady and sincere. Amelia listened, her heart swelling with love for him. She knew they shared a common vision for the future, a life filled with promise and joy. They spoke of their child, the new life they would soon welcome into the world. Amelia felt a deep sense of anticipation, her heart full of hope for the future. She knew the challenges of parenthood would be great, but she was ready to face them with Chaitin by her side. As they sat together, Amelia realized the depth of her feelings for Chaitin. She loved him deeply, her heart full of gratitude for his unwavering support. He had become her partner, her confidant, her source of strength. Chaitin spoke quietly, expressing his desire to forge a life together. His words were sincere, and Amelia was touched by his honesty. She felt a deep sense of joy, knowing they were building a life filled with love and understanding. With a heart full of love and gratitude, Amelia agreed to Chaitin's proposal. She knew they were meant to be together to face the future as partners. Her heart was full, and she was ready to embrace whatever came next. They marked their commitment with a simple ceremony, exchanging tokens of their bond. The community celebrated their union, welcoming Amelia as one of their own. She felt embraced by their warmth and acceptance, her heart overflowing with gratitude. Amelia reflected on her journey, recognizing how much she had grown and changed. She was no longer the frightened woman abandoned by the settlers. She had found strength within herself, a resilience she had not known she possessed. Her journey had been long and difficult, but it had led her to a life filled with love and purpose. She was ready to embrace the future with Chaitin and their child, confident in their ability to overcome any challenge. The community thrived, each member playing a vital role in their shared life. Amelia continued to learn and grow, her confidence increasing with each new experience. She felt a sense of accomplishment, knowing she was contributing to the well-being of her new family. Chaitin and Amelia's bond grew stronger. They shared quiet moments, speaking of the future and their hopes for their child. Amelia felt a profound sense of peace, knowing she had found a partner who understood and supported her. Her heart was full, and she was ready to face whatever came next. Together, they would build a future filled with promise and joy, a testament to the strength of their love and the power of hope. As the seasons changed, Amelia prepared for the birth of her child. The women of the community offered guidance and support, sharing their wisdom and experience. Amelia felt surrounded by love, her heart full of hope for the future. Amelia knew she was home, surrounded by love and hope. Her heart was full, and she was ready to embrace the future with Chaitin and their child. Together, they would face whatever came their way, confident in their ability to thrive. Her journey had brought her to a place of peace and fulfillment, and she was ready to welcome her child into this world of love and promise. The time for the birth of Amelia's child drew near. The Apache community rallied around her, offering support and care. Amelia felt a deep sense of gratitude for their kindness. Each day, she prepared for the arrival of her child, her heart full of anticipation and love. Chaitin remained by her side, his presence a constant source of strength. Together, they faced each new day with hope and determination. Amelia knew they were ready to welcome their child into the world, confident in their ability to be loving parents. The women continued to offer guidance, their wisdom invaluable. They shared stories of their own experiences, their words filled with warmth and encouragement. Amelia felt embraced by their support, her heart full of gratitude for the community that had become her family. One evening, as the sun set and the stars appeared, Amelia felt the first signs of labor. Her heart raced with a mix of excitement and nervousness. She knew the time had come to bring her child into the world. Chaitin was at her side, his calm presence reassuring her. The women gathered around, offering their aid and comfort. Amelia felt a deep sense of peace, knowing she was in capable hands. The air was filled with quiet anticipation as they prepared for the birth. Amelia focused on her breathing, her mind centered on the task ahead. As the labor progressed, Amelia's strength was tested. The pain was intense, but she drew courage from within. Her thoughts were with her child, the new life she was bringing into the world. She knew this was a moment she had waited for, a culmination of her journey. Chaitin held her hand, his support unwavering. He whispered words of encouragement, his voice steady and calming. Amelia felt his love surround her, a beacon of strength in a moment of vulnerability. She knew they would face this challenge together. The labor was long, but Amelia persevered. She felt a surge of determination, her mind focused on the goal. Her heart was full of love for the child she was about to meet, the new life she was bringing forth. She knew this was a moment of profound significance. Finally, with one last push, the baby was born. The room filled with the cries of new life, a sound that brought tears to Amelia's eyes. She felt an overwhelming sense of joy and relief, her heart full of love for the tiny being in her arms. The women cheered softly, their faces filled with pride and happiness. Chayton's eyes shone with tears of joy, his heart full as he looked at their child. Amelia felt a sense of completeness, a deep connection to her family and her community. She held her child close, feeling the warmth and softness of new life. Her heart swelled with love and gratitude, a feeling of profound fulfillment. She had brought a new life into the world, a testament to her strength and resilience. The community celebrated the birth, their joy evident in their smiles and laughter. Amelia felt embraced by their warmth, her heart full of gratitude for their support. She knew she had found a family, a place where she truly belonged. As the days passed, Amelia and Chayton settled into their new roles as parents. They faced the challenges of parenthood with courage and love, their bond growing stronger with each shared moment. Amelia found joy in watching her child grow and thrive, her heart full of hope for the future. The community continued to offer support and guidance, their kindness unwavering. Amelia felt a deep sense of gratitude for the people who had welcomed her, for the life they had helped her build. She knew she was part of something special, a community filled with love and promise. Amelia reflected on her journey, recognizing how far she had come. She was no longer the frightened woman abandoned by the settlers. She had found strength within herself, a resilience she had not known she possessed. Her journey had been long and difficult, but it had led her to a life filled with love and purpose. She was ready to embrace the future with Chayton and their child, confident in their ability to overcome any challenge. Together, they would build a life filled with promise and joy, a testament to the strength of their love and the power of hope. Amelia knew she was home, surrounded by love and support. Her heart was full, and she was ready to face whatever came next. Her journey had brought her to a place of peace and fulfillment, and she was ready to welcome her child into this world of love and promise. Together, they would face whatever came their way, confident in their ability to thrive. If you loved the story, like the video and subscribe.